Hi guys, so this is lesson 9-5, completing the square. And I just want you to know first, before we get into it, that completing the square is just another way to solve a quadratic equation. Okay, we call it completing the square because we want to have a perfect square trinomial so that we can factor it really easy and then solve by factoring because we already know how to do that. So we want to look at a quadratic in standard form and find a C value that's going to make it factorable as a perfect square trinomial. So I'll show you what I mean. And don't forget to pause the video so that you can take notes on the examples so you can follow along with me. All right, so I have our standard form right here again to show you. Quadratic in standard form looks like this: ax squared plus bx plus c. And that's the C value that I'm talking about. So anytime we have it in standard form and it's asking you to find the C value, that's what we're talking about, that last constant term. So this is the formula. This is the most important thing that you need to know for this is this C formula. How do we get C? Well, we do it by taking our B term, dividing it by 2, and then taking that entire number and squaring it. So I'll show you what I mean. My first example is x squared plus 12x plus c. So if we take our b value, well, in this case, our b value is 12, positive 12. I'm just going to substitute that 12 into my formula, 12 divided by 2, and then all of that squared. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. So really we're talking about 6 squared, and 6 squared is 36. So that means the C value is 36, and we can rewrite this trinomial as a perfect square trinomial now, x squared plus 12x plus 36. And again, the reason why we call it a perfect square trinomial is because we can factor it, x plus 6 squared. Or, as we know from before, prior lessons, x plus 6 times x plus 6, written like that. So if we do another example, x squared plus 3x plus c. Again, we're trying to find the c value, so I'm going to enter in our equation again. So our b term is 3 this time. So 3 divided by 2 squared, I'll put the c equals there. Now this time, yes, it's a fraction, and 3 divided by 2 isn't pretty, right? We don't like that, and you guys want to make it a decimal, but don't. It's actually easier to keep as a fraction. What this really means, anytime that you have a fraction being squared, it's really just the top term squared over the bottom term squared. So this is the same as 3 squared divided by 2 squared. All right, so this is equal, 3 squared is 9, and 2 squared is 4. So 9 over 4, or 9/4, would be our C value. And on your homework, it wants you to keep it as a fraction, so leave it like that for your answers. All right, so in the next video, I'm going to show you an example how to find the C value, but then actually factor it and solve the entire equation.